health is your real wealth. You know, that's what we talk about. So even like the Mayweather boxing fitness gyms that I have, you know, around the country as well as around the world, we just truly believe in health is your wealth. We want you working out. I mean, we're nobody's going to be here forever, but while we're here, we only have one body, we only have one temple, so we have to take care of our bodies, and that's what I'm doing. If I'm not going to invest in anything, I'm going to invest in myself. You know, health is your real wealth, so I got to make sure that I'm staying in good condition, in good shape.
Go to Amazon now. Get the Generational Health Curriculum for you and your family. Go to Amazon now. Teach them babies generational health before it's too late. Go to Amazon now. Teach them babies generational health before it's too late. Go to Amazon now. Teach them babies generational health before it's too late.
Today is not about this though. Today is not about this though. Even though you see me in here with the work, putting in work. You know what I'm saying? With the work, putting in work. Ironic though. Right?
Yeah, how the tables have turned. I'm recording you in a grocery store now. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, instead of me recording you.
Yeah.
But here is the cheat code. Right? Now, this is for people, but this is also for your cat and your dog. More so your dog than your cat. Cats, it's hard to get cats to do anything outside of me. You know what I'm saying? But for your dog, especially if you let your dog run around and play in the grass and all that, cheat code. Once a month, you should be mixing this in with your dog food. And this is a good all year round thing for back to people, you know, to go in your smoothie. Like, this is epic for your smoothie right there. So now let's look at these right here. Can you see those? Good.
Yep.
Okay. See what it say for vitamin A. Zoom in on the vitamin A. Yeah. You see that?
Yeah.
So it's not really much difference between the bargain brand. That's how we do that. And the store brand. And if you look, you got 7 servings. So it's really, if you do a whole candidacy in your blender, it's 700 times. It's 700 times with the daily. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So this is almost 1,000 mcg. So you figure just about 7,000 will go in your blender. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So we're gonna grab this. So let's take a look at this thing. This is 13.8 cents per ounce. And then this one is 17.2 cents. So basically about a nickel more expensive per ounce. But the difference is this one is certified to be non-GMO. Right? So overall, the dollar difference and it's non-GMO. So, yeah, so in that regard, we're going to go ahead and put this one back. But depending on budget, you might want to go ahead and grab that because you know what? This is the inside of the pumpkin, not the outside. Okay, hold up. Now I had to make some alternative audibles on the play. So instead of going with the big fat one, right? I said, you know what? We're gonna go with this one. Then at the last second, I see this one is the 15 ounces, $3.29, but the Kroger one is $1.99. So I said, we're getting ready to go with these right here, the Kroger brand, right? We're getting ready to go with these. Then at the last minute, before we pulled off, I seen this right in the middle, perfection. These guys right here, we getting ready to grab these. Yeah, let's get 7 of these, Chase. Let's get 7 of them. Oh, here, you can be the cameraman since you don't want to be on the camera. Let me just get all these. Yeah, right in between. Go down to this price right here. I see that price is right in the middle, right? Right in between the $1.99 and the $3.29. This is perfect. GMO, organic. Let's see what it says for the nutrition. It doesn't say what the vitamin A is. That is interesting. But we know what the vitamin A is. Through the roof. We know it's going to be that same 930, 950. Yeah, we're going to go with that. All right. All right, so let's look at this price right here. Right, so what I want to do is actually cut this check sign up. All right, so now let's check this out. Let's look at this. So this is like almost $2 an ounce. Okay, we're not doing that. Now, all of these technically are sweet potatoes. You got these, and then you got these. You got it so good, bro. So, in the one thing, these are just potatoes. I don't know if these are sweet potatoes or what, but I'm good on the microwave.
I mean, it says it. I don't know what they're talking about, though. You might have to double bag it.
This.
The purple ones?
Yeah. You know to cook that?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Bro.
All right, so you see, this is kale. Look at this now here. This is kale, carrots, romaine. Right now, here's the thing: the carrots is good, the sweet potatoes is good, but the greens have the most vitamin A per weight. Per weight, they got the most. Per cup, they got the least amount because of the volume size. But by weight, if you put it on the scale, 200 calories to 200 calories, greens is going to win out. So you just want to have a variety of everything for the challenge. Right? That's why it's the Green Man Challenge. You know what I'm saying? Because the greens have the most reds. If that makes sense. All right, but I'm getting some olives. I'm gonna get some carrots. I'm gonna get some romaine. And usually have the dandelion up in here too. I don't know what happened to the dandelion. All right.
Peace to the family. This is Abdul Ali, candidate for U.S. House District 12 here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's just be real, folks. The Democrats have destroyed our major cities. Their policies have made us less safe, they've given us less economic opportunity, and they've provided less educational opportunities for our children. And that's why I'm running for Congress, because I know what it takes to improve these issues. I've got great working relationships already in D.C. I've spent the last 10 years of my life building my political resume so that one of us, somebody who thinks like we do, could get into D.C. and make a difference. I want you to visit aliforcongress.com to find out more about my campaign. The Democrats have already done enough, and now they're putting illegal aliens in front of people like you and me, folks whose ancestors built this country and made it what it is today. So again, I'm asking you to support me in my run for U.S. House District 12 here in North Carolina. You don't have to live in North Carolina to support, because what happens in Congress affects the entire country. So again, it's aliforcongress.com. I hope to have your support. Peace and love, y'all.
Peace to the family out there. Get y'all asses up. Wakey, wakey. Man, who you telling? Jamal Allen said, I love Kroger. Who you telling? Okay, we out the country. We out the country doing, we out the country. That's what my blood, I got the Haitian, Dominican Republic, Dominique, you know what I'm saying? Like, push-ups are revolutionary. Talk that talk. Talk that talk. Listen, we got a important conversation. I can't even say we got an important conversation, because all of our conversations are important, right? But this is one of them ones that you might need to, people might need to save this in their playlist. Rudy, we probably gonna need you to steal this video and throw it up on your page. Rudy, like, nigga, I'm in DR. I ain't even, the way my checking account is set up. Rudy ain't even prepared to do no editing and uploading. But we talk about, and it's let me tell you how God is just so, like, in my, I can't speak for everybody else's life, but in my life, the synchronicity and, you know, just some of the things be scary the way they happen. You know, it just be scary. It's way beyond, you know, the hair on the back of your neck raising up, or goosebumps, or whatever the case may be. But I had this book in the pipeline, right? And so I kind of write these books a lot of times like, let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something real quick. I'm gonna share something with y'all. Let me see if I still got this pile of books on my bed. My name is Minister EnQi. I am the naturopathic doctor and the spokesman for the Melanin Verse Diabetes Ministry. Every time you go to the supermarket without the electrician grocery shopping list, it's like putting a loaded gun to your head. Stop playing Russian roulette with your life. Help us make America great again. Learn how to save time. Learn how to save money with the electrician grocery shopping list on Amazon now. Go to Amazon now. The life you save may be your own. Okay, see this? I be writing these books like raps. These are black and white notebooks, the old school joints. You know what I'm saying? Like, so trust me when I tell you, you know, like I be having books. It's so bad. Matter of fact, look at this. It's so bad. I'm so old school with my black and white notebooks that even when I got an iPad a few years back, I went and got the like my iPad case. My iPad case is literally a black and white notebook. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my iPad. You know, they go in this little case with a little fake keyboard. But I believe in the power of black and white notebooks. So anyway, I had this book in the pipeline. You know, notes here, notes there, whatever the case may be. And obviously, you know, I get suspended. You know, I get put in YouTube jail. And so I'm already kind of like, you know, I got two things. Well, I ain't gonna say what the other book is because I'm still working on that. But I got two different directions in my mind I'm thinking about going in. Right? And I kind of got like these different bodies, outlines, if you will, of books. And shout out to the Living Biochemistry alumni, right? I totally wasn't expecting this. And I did, you know, after it happened, I did get a little, you know, I was a little emotional afterwards. You know what I'm saying? One of our Living Biochemistry alumni, she hits me up. She's like, hey, you know, I got some young students that want to talk to you. We want to do a Zoom, whatever the case may be. Anyway, long story short, they set me up with a surprise online party for the anniversary of the American Healer documentary. If you haven't seen the American Healer documentary, you need to go watch the American Healer documentary, right? That's our documentary on the movement and how everything came about. If you haven't seen the American Healer documentary in a long time, you need to go back and rewatch the American Healer documentary, right? So, a part of the alumni. Now, if you don't know what the living biochemistry is, the living biochemistry is a course that I had developed. It's been a while now. I'm gonna say some years back, right? And the course was actually like about 2 years long. You know, the course was about 2 years long, and you know, it was, you know, we went in. You know what I'm saying? It was a very in-depth kind of course, and you know, that core group kind of, you know, they like over the course of that 2 years, they kind of, you know what I'm saying, gelled to the point where like we had this thing, study hall, and the study hall crew kind of became their own separate unit, you know what I'm saying, and just stuck together. So they put up together a little surprise online party for me that was epic. But in that conversation we were having, I was talking about the orthorexia book, right? So let me see if I can find that. Okay, let me pull that up here. But yeah, I'm talking about the orthorexia book, and here we go. A large part of this book, we're talking about a new wait, look at that. This is our first marker. That's a body. We killed this. Okay, so that's that. Let me make sure I don't go. Man. A relatively new term that you're going to hear a lot. Still got that little. There we go. Should be better now, right? All right, I think that's as good as it's going to get, right? Inflammaging, right? So in the book, we talk about this new concept called inflammaging, right? Inflammaging, right? It's basically talking about the relationship of inflammation to aging, to the aging process. And not just to the aging process, but inflammation to the disease process, and then the disease process and the aging process kind of like grouped together in a new I don't really want to say it's a new science, because it's not a new science. It's just kind of a bunch of old stuff recategorized with some splashes of some new nuances. And if you're not familiar with the terminology, it'll go over your head, right? So we're talking about inflammation, and then we go into the skin concept. Right, we go into the skin concept. So if you notice on the cover of the book, right, in the upper right hand corner of the book, right, if you see in the upper right hand corner of the book, now listen, it's me, right? Yeah, it's me. So y'all already know, since we started this run, in 4 days, it'll be our anniversary for Amazon, right? In 4 days, it'll be our anniversary. Since we started this run, the book covers have gotten a little bit more busy, right? The book covers have gotten more busy, right, over the time. Okay. So sometimes I have to point out certain things that you might not have seen or caught in the book cover, right? But in the upper right hand corner, you see it says skintology, right? Skintology. So for the people that have been following, that's a predictor. Like, oh, okay. So EnQi getting ready to take us on another. This is getting ready to be another series within a series. You know what I'm saying? It's getting ready to be another series within a series. And so I'm caught off guard now. So I'm saying that to say, when they threw me this surprise celebration for the anniversary of the American Healer documentary, right? I'm caught off guard. You know what I'm saying? And so I start talking about, being suspended. Because mind you, this is like my first day of being suspended on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? This is my first day of suspension last week. So I'm like, yeah, I didn't expect to speak to anybody, because, I was all energetic, and, I was excited about launching the orthorexia book, and my wings got clipped before I could, elaborate on the book. So I wound up talking them to death, basically, about the book. In the course of the conversation, one of the sisters from the group, she goes, well, Doc, you speak in my language now, right? And I'm like, no, what you mean? And she like, did you forget? And soon as she said, did you forget, it clicked in my mind who I was talking to. I was like, oh shit. I forgot that Tiffany, shout out to Tiffany, right? I'm gonna try to bring Tiffany on one of these lives. That's the next thing. The next thing is I'm gonna try to bring Tiffany on one of these lives so she could do what she do live and in person for y'all. She goes, Doc, did you forget? I'm like, oh shit, I did forget, right? But Tiffany been with us for years, right? And this is literally what she do. So I'm excited, hyped, passionate, going crazy, talking about the book. And so in the orthorexia book, we start talking about the skin and how the skin this, and they stealing the drip because they see the melanin versus diabetes, and now they trying to turn it into skin versus metabolic disease and blah, 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 blah. So I'm going in. Y'all know how I get when niggas be trying to steal the drip, because that's what's going on right now, right? I told y'all think I'm always talking about these local guys. No. This is far reaching now. We back to the big, the big platforms now. They back over here stealing again, right? So I'm hype. I'm on my, I'm on my shit. And she's like, yeah, you must have forgot. This is what I do. So what I'm talking about is Tiffany is a nationwide what she does is she runs teaching sessions and training sessions for dermatologists and dermatology specialists across the country. So like if you have a dermatology issue, right? Say you got something wrong with your skin or whatever the case may be, and you go to the hospital, chances are whoever you see in the hospital, she may have trained them. That's what she does, right? Or when you have a situation, and I have so many of these different little things that happen because in the course of parenting, you gotta, one of my daughters, I ain't gonna throw her name out there, but she had some meat one time and she got sick. She was working at Chick-fil-A, and I don't know what made her do it, you know what I'm saying? But she ate one of them, I forgot what type of sandwich it was. It was a sausage sandwich or a chicken sandwich or something she had, Mind you, she got over a decade, 15 years worth of, like never eat meat. And one day she just, I guess, I don't know what it was. She wanted to try it at Chick-fil-A. She tried it and she came down with like her skin started to itch. Her skin just started to itch and wouldn't stop. So she goes to the hospital. The hospital, they say she got some type of skin infection, some type of virus or bacteria is in her skin from what she ate. They refer her to a dermatologist because they don't know what to do for it in the hospital. She goes to the dermatology person. They give her a bunch of different stuff to put on it or whatever, topical agents. It doesn't, it doesn't work. Mind you, at the time, I'm married to her mom, so we going through, because she never really believed in like nothing holistic. So where I'm telling her, listen, I'm telling the baby, listen, this is what you need to do. I'm telling her to take the chemi, basically the detox kit. I'm telling her, listen, you need to just do this, right? And what we're going to do with the oil is, and the antiviral oil. What we're going to do with the antiviral oil is we're going to put it in some coconut oil and dilute it. And we're just going to put it on wherever you got your little, and that was working. That cleared it on up. Like, you know what I'm saying? But the point is, and I get lost in these stories, right? The point is, I had forgot that Tiffany was on the team. You know what I'm saying? And this was she, she handles those type of issues. So the person that you would go be referred to, like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. She's on another level when it comes to dermatology. She trains the specialists. You know what I'm saying? Like, she trains the specialists. And she got excited when I started explaining to her about the orthorexia book. She was like, oh my God, this is so well needed in the community. People need this information. And yeah, you got to tell them about this and you got to tell them about that and blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, hold on. You know, I got another one, you know, on my DJ Khaled shit. And another one, you know, I got another one in the chamber. Because remember, I had two different, you know, books that I was getting ready to work on at the time, you know. So I'm like, hold on, I got another one. All that what you just said, about this book, right? We need to you need to write that up for me. Right? I need you to write that up for me. Because I got another one that I'm working on right now. And I want you to write that up for me and jump in this book. So, needless to say, in this book, I actually have a skin specialist. A skin specialist where we take things to a whole nother level. Right? We take things to a whole nother level. Right? So, of course, the orthorexia book and the autodidact book is on Amazon, right? So you can get the autodidact or the orthorexia book now on Amazon. They're both out, obviously. And we go into a lot of different things. Now, all of this is just naturally happening, right? This is just naturally, all this stuff is just kind of like naturally happening and falling into place. I go to my IG, right? I haven't been on IG in a minute. And I got some little clips that I've been working on, you know, because I've been working on me, right? So as I've been working on me, I haven't really been on social media as much the last year or so, especially with all of the books and all of that kind of stuff. So I've been, you know, working on some new stuff, right? I've been working on some new stuff, right? Your boy been, you know. So I've been working on a few new clips for IG, right? So when I go to IG, check this out. When I go to IG, it's crazy because, you know, and I can't, it's so many messages in my DM. I can't even, you know what I'm saying? It looks crazy. It looks like my email thing. I can't get to all them people like that. But I'm seeing some of the conversation, like what people been asking me, you know. And so there's this new thing. It's a lot of new yo. That's why, listen, y'all think I be playing. Please continue to support the Patreon, right? Patreon.com/Dr. EnQi, right? Please continue to support the Cash App, right? $ Minister EnQi, because the game is crazy and it's really like a war, you know. It's really like a war. They got big money. Listen, when I tell you, yo, these folks, they not playing no games. And this campaign, this marketing campaign is going to catch a lot of folks. Listen, this marketing campaign is going to catch a lot of folks. Now, I hope y'all sturdy. I hope y'all sturdy, because y'all loyalty, not just to me or to the movement and the ministry, right, is gonna be challenged. But your loyalty to yourself, your self-love, to how much, you know, is gonna be challenged, because they got a hellified campaign coming. So they getting ready to try to put our wave out. You know, God is putting us on a pedestal right now. You see all the celebrities running around with gold teeth on the bottom, and all of the health scientists are gonna start talking about how the diseases, you know, chronic diseases, metabolic disease, and all of these different things originate in the skin. So they're putting this two-pronged approach together, where on one side, they're going to try to take control of the narrative. They're going to try to steal the drip, right? But on the other side, what they're going to be doing is they got this massive campaign that they put money into. Like, this is a big money operation for people to go and drink milk again. They put in, when I tell you it's a massive campaign, milk and cheese and meat, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is a massive campaign. And if this is where you got to be sturdy, this is where it's important for people to have these. I can't even point to the bookshelf no more, because the bookshelf looks terrible. Yo, because I was doing a lot of research to put these last couple of books together. You know what I'm saying? The skintology books are tough. I'm telling you, these books thorough. But they got this massive money campaign. Massive campaign that's telling people, basically, you know, the only way that you're going to be able to be healthy and to avoid disease is by having milk products, butter, milk fat. Like, they going all the way with it. They saying saturated fat now, and they coming with the journal, the scientific journal articles to validate this shit. So for the people that don't know any better, this is why I said this video is important. For the people that don't know any better, this campaign is going to be so airtight. It's going to be so airtight that you're going to fall. You're going to go along with this shit. You're going to go along with this. Listen to what I'm telling you. I never lead you in the wrong direction. You know what I'm saying? When I tell you a wave is coming, the wave is coming, right? So they've come out with a new disease category for it. It's called cellular fragility. Cellular fragility. Okay, so cellular fragility is what they're going to be telling people that they got. You know, you're having cellular fragility, and you are nutrient deficient. And the nutrient you're deficient in is saturated fat. Yo, this is a beautiful time to be alive. Listen, this is a beautiful time to be alive. It's so much going on. Like, this shit right here is damn near equivalent to all the shit going on with Trump and Biden. Like, I kid you not. Like, it's an amazing time to be alive. Like, Drake, Kendrick, Biden, Trump, it's so much craziness going on in the world that, you know, it's invigorating to be alive right now. You know that we're in a life, you know, a life-changing, ebb and flow of things. We right there in the middle, and you can, you could be a casualty, you could be a casualty, you could be an onlooker, or, you could dig your feet in the ground, and you could be somebody. You know what I'm saying? You could be somebody in this time of epic change. That's how the world goes. When you look back in history, there's time periods where history is boring. They don't even mention, and this is in every, different space. You know what I'm saying? But it's quiet. And then there's those time periods where, like, this is what they're going to be discussing for the next 50, 100 years, 200 years. Who knows? A few thousand years later, they might still be talking about you. You know what I'm saying? Because you were a part of a movement and you guys built a pyramid. Or maybe you didn't build a pyramid. Maybe you wrote a papyrus. Or maybe you got invaded. Or maybe you invaded somebody. Or maybe you and your team came up with an idea that revolutionized, living or thinking or, something. You know what I'm saying? Like, but this is a time period where a lot of that is happening. Things are being changed dramatically and masses of people are being affected. And, it's crazy to have literally millions of papers written on the effects of saturated fat on your health. And then, to put this campaign together, so it just so happened that I had pretty much finished up the book that I invited, Tiffany to be a part of, and already submitted the book before I went to Instagram. Right? So mind you, I don't really know this cellular fragility thing. I don't know the whole story behind it. I'm aware of it, but I don't know the whole full story behind it until I go to my IG with my little clips. I told you I've been working on some clips. So I'm working on my clips. I go to IG and, I start seeing people asking me about this new iron thing. And, I'm like, this is crazy because, I'm talking about this in the new books, you know what I'm saying? So I'm getting the questions, but I've already written the answers. Like the answers is already, we already wrote the answers in the orthorexia, the grocery shopping book, the electrician grocery shopping list book, and the autodidact book. We already. But when I tell you, it's a massive campaign. They put a lot of money behind this thing here. So let's dig in a little bit to start unpacking this thing, right? Actually, we're gonna leave you there for a second. We're gonna leave you there for a second, and we're gonna go. I guess. Cellular fragility, right? What else? Let's go. Now, let me say this about this guy here. Right? They do this. This is not a whole entirely new thing. Like recycling symptoms and giving them new names, right? Because they'll learn more. And once they learn more, you know, for one reason or another, they may retain the same name, add some more symptoms and make it two separate things, or they may just rename it and the old stuff will, you know, disappear. It'll fall out of use, right? But back in the early 2000s, right? Back in the early 2000s, before Alzheimer's, right? Before Alzheimer's was coined as type 3 diabetes, it was something else. It was called what was it? It wasn't Alzheimer's. It was another term, right? There was another thing that they were building up. It was another thing that they were building up as type 3 diabetes, right? So you had this term called hemochromatosis, right? Hemochromatosis is what they was building up as type 3 diabetes. And so you had a bunch of health people and blah, blah, blah talking about type 3 diabetes being hemochromatosis. And basically what hemochromatosis is, iron being pulled out of the blood, or blood that was not being recycled or you know, fully metabolized, you know, heme that wasn't being fully broken down and remetabolized, right? That iron was basically getting lodged in the tissues, right? And iron is highly toxic. Iron is highly toxic in the body, right? So iron always has to be handled by something. iron has to always be carried by pigments, and it has to be handed off one to another, so that you never just kind of have iron deposits floating around or building up anywhere in the body. Because anywhere you have iron, you're going to have a high amount of free radicals, reactive oxygen species building up, right? So hemochromatosis was a big thing, and they were talking about groups of Africans with certain genetic single nucleotide polymorphisms or mutations and blah blah blah, right? So I guess as they learn more about it, the conversation kind of died down in its relationship to sugar metabolism, and the conversation on a type 3 diabetes kind of switched to brain disease, Alzheimer's, dementia, and hemochromatosis. In my mind, I keep thinking ferroptosis, right? But hemochromatosis just kind of went to the wayside, right? All this stuff just stays lodged in the back of my mind. That's why I be telling these guys sometimes, like, bro, trust me, I done forgot more shit about the body than 99% of the people will ever even learn, bro. Then when these guys get beside themselves, I have to remind them, I'm like, bro, I taught you everything you know. I didn't teach you everything that I know. I taught you everything you know, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Now run along and develop your little celebrity clientele or whatever you're doing, right? But I didn't teach you everything I know. Hemochromatosis, is now, rarely discussed or whatever the case may be, but now you have ferroptosis, right? Now you have ferroptosis, which in layman's terms, very similar in description to hemochromatosis, right? The distinction now being they're relating ferroptosis back to diabetes. Whereas as they learned more about hemochromatosis, that seemed to be more relative or related to people with certain genetic predisposition. You know what I'm saying? So if you had certain genes, mutations, SNPs, or whatever the case may be, and other people didn't seem to have, certain risk factors or whatever the case may be. But now ferroptosis is being tied to your boy, right? These guys here. And overall being tied to this guy, right? And what they saying is that the cure for this, because this right here, they going all the way with it. Listen to what I'm telling you. They going all the way with it. They saying that this is a nutrient deficiency syndrome. That's like rickets. When people was found to have rickets based on nutrient deficiency vitamin D. So then vitamin D became a part of all of the food, right? When scurvy was found out to be vitamin C, then they start saying you had to have vitamin C as an essential nutrient. I want y'all to understand what's possibly getting ready to happen. It's not written in stone yet. It hasn't happened, but the writing is on the wall. The writing is on the wall. You know, people are clustering, like this is the way to go. You know what I'm saying? Like they're looking and go, okay, so what we need to do is get the journals. We're gonna get certain codes. The writing is on the wall, and we will already be way ahead of the learning curve once again, right? But what they're saying, the cure for this, cellular fragility, the cause of early death, metabolic disease, diabetes, you name it, diabetes, obesity, heart disease, they're pulling out all the stops. The cause of this, they're saying that cellular fragility is the cause of all those things. And the cause of cellular fragility is because you're lacking C15 fatty acids. Right? So this is the nutrient, right, that you're missing. Now, again, listen, literally, we've been on this, like, if you've been studying and reading the books, you well prepared, right? Because you already can look at this and you already know, right? Black Lives Matter. If you got the Black Lives Matter book and the biochemistry book and the, you know, if you already following, you already look at that immediately. You go, oh, okay, so that's a 15 carbon, right? That's a 15 carbon chain, right? That's a 15 carbon chain. It's a saturated fat. So what does that mean? It's a saturated fat, right? So what does that mean? That means it's loaded with, right? Each carbon is attached to hydrogen at, you know. And when you look at this, you're going to find out you're going to find out that this is this is this. So now, mind you, the milk fat, like literally, this been like the worst part of, like when they making the doing the processing, that stuff off the top. Blood clot. Listen, I'm telling you, I'm reading through these papers and stuff, and I'm cracking up. I'm laughing my ass off reading through these papers. I'm like, yo, I can't believe they getting ready to. I can't believe they're getting ready to run with this. But they're not playing no games. This is happening. So we will see in our lifetime, possibly, you know what I'm saying? But from what I see, you know what I'm saying? From what I see, how it's lining up, we will see in our lifetime, they're getting ready to add another essential nutrient. And that essential nutrient is going to be a saturated fat from milk fat. I'm telling you now. Oh shit. Look at this. Bro, you see, I'm not, listen. This is not a game. Listen, this is not a game. I'm telling you. You see what Peter just said? Do you see what Peter just said? They already selling the pills. Listen, they got them out there. They already got these pills where they selling these as the, you know, this is the new, they selling this as the brand new crazy, you know, and people is getting ready to start buying these things $100. I can't make this shit up. Listen, I can't make this up, because after y'all finish watching this video, y'all gonna go to start looking this shit up. Y'all probably done started, half y'all niggas got a Google screen open, pulling, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't make this shit up. They starting to sell the pills already. They already starting to sell the pills already. And the campaign is going to be phenomenal. Listen, the campaign is going to be phenomenal for the anti-vegans. Okay, so the anti-vegans, the meat people, the milk people, the cheese people, they getting ready to come at your neck. So if you on a plant-based diet, just know this is the new, like, you know, when they make a new weapon, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the new weapon. They getting ready to come with the clip, the switch. This is the switch. They get ready to put, this is the switch they get ready to add to their vegan gun. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get ready to come at your neck hardcore with this. And I don't know how far it's going to go. I don't know if they're getting ready to throw us back into the dark ages of plant-based diets back in the 80s and 90s, where you literally was, you know, an unfit parent if you didn't give your kid cow's milk, you know, because they needed vitamin D, as if you couldn't just go outside. So this shit getting ready to be crazy right here. I'm telling you, this shit getting ready to go nuts. Yo. Wow, he said it's trending in the UK. That's crazy. That's crazy. But now you do know that we do have some stuff with, because you already know we ahead the learning curve. So there is certain vegan foods that, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't even trying to go there right now. Right now, I'm just trying to sound the alarm, because I already know when I looked inside my DM, it was crazy. I was like, what the hell is the big, you know, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? Because all these is different types of people from all over the place asking me the same types of questions. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Good thing we already got the books, you know, like, yeah, go to Amazon, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, go get the books. You know what I'm saying? Go get the grocery shopping. Go get all 3 Stay Wet books. Right? All 3 Stay Wet books. The Kitchen Chemistry, the Orthorexia book, and the Autodidact book. Right? Literally, the title of the book is Eschew the Fat. Not chew the fat. Eschew the fat. Right? Because that's largely what the book is about. When you're talking about skin health, you're really talking about fat. Right? The whole entire conversation around skin health is about fat. Like, a lot of times when you hear people talk about skin health, the conversation is going to go to collagen, right? So it's going to go to protein, right? And I've been telling y'all for decades already. researchers, you know, like when you're dealing with professional researchers, scientists at you know, the people that write these articles that wind up in the journals, these guys dealing with grant money. So grant money is directed. You know, they position it as if this stuff is not, it doesn't have a direction. Like these guys are just put their hand on the Bible, you know, and they're just working for the betterment of humanity. No. No one's doing that. Like that's not a thing. They're working for their grant. What they got a check for. So they're going to look for, you know, if they're getting a grant money, say from the dairy industry, then obviously they're looking for the health benefits. You know, we need a solid, hardcore benefit, you know, that people aren't, you know, like something, we need something new that can carry our products into the next, you know, century or, you know, next $1 trillion. Like we need that thing that can get us over the hump. You know what I'm saying? These plant-based milks is killing us. The plant-based milk industry is killing us, damn it. It's killing us. You know, ranch dressing sales is down. Yogurt sales is down. Nigga, you go to supermarket now. Listen, if you go to supermarket right now, the yogurt section is cut in half. You got the traditional yogurts, the Greek yogurts, and then you got the plant-based yogurts. You got the dairy-free yogurts. The dairy-free yogurts done, listen, dairy-free yogurts done smack like, so the milk people been down bad. Y'all don't understand. They, listen, milk niggas, y'all thought Wesley Muhammad was the only one. Whole milk, white milk. That's because the Nation of Islam was tied up with these things. Nation of Islam was, they invested all kind of money with these milk, you know, all of it. Listen, they've been down bad. They've been down bad. So, you know, and they put that grant money up, and I'm not saying that this is exactly what they did in this scenario, but I'm saying in general, this is how researching works. You know what I'm saying? I am working for you guys. That's what the Cash Apps are for. That's what the Patreon is for. That's what the support is for, because now I have a direction as a researcher. I'm researching things that make you guys live longer, live healthier, live stronger, right? So you can have better sex, you know, so you can play with your kids and, you know, at 40, at 50. You know what I'm saying? I felt good yesterday. I was out with Kylie and Aubrey, right? Me, Kylie and Aubrey is out, and we create this little loop around the neighborhood. It's like, you know, I timed it and counted all of the steps and the distance on my Apple Watch. So I have a 1.2 mile loop in my neighborhood, you know, that's quick. So that's how I walk the dog, count my steps, everything off this loop. So I don't have to wear my watch all the time. I just know, okay, yeah, we went around the loop how many times? Oh, we went around twice? Okay, so that's just about 2.5 miles, right? But anyway, so me, Kylie and Aubrey is 9, right? So we going around and we jogging, you know what I'm saying? You know, because I've been trying to get my, you know, I've been trying to get me together, right? I'm trying to get me together, right? But anyway, these two goofy, you know, they start talking a little crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm jogging, you know what I'm saying? Like slow jogging, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm slow jogging, you know what I'm saying? I'm not slow running, I'm slow jogging. So these two little, you know, goofy agents, you know, they talking crazy. So before long story short, y'all know me, I got stories. Long story short, it gets competitive. It gets competitive, you know. Somebody yells out, march, set, go, and damn it, we racing. You know what I'm saying? And we sprinted off and on the whole mile, right? And it wasn't so I have a neighbor in the neighborhood, we call him the OG, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't until I was talking to him later on that he really made me reflect on it in a different way. You know, he was like, you know, I'll be seeing you out here, and I saw you out here with your babies. He was like, man, listen, you know, you may not recognize it because, you know, people have different ideas about what wealth is and success and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, people looking at you in this neighborhood and they probably jealous. You know, they can't get up and down like that. You know what I'm saying? They can't get up and down like that. And I think back, I already lost friends that have died from, you know, close friends. I've had close friends that already died from cardiovascular disease, heart disease, heart attacks. You know what I'm saying? So I know this to be a fact. You know, I got 3 more years and then I'm 50. You know, if we do the math on, I'm already at 47. You round it up to 50. You know what I'm saying? And the average statistic is that 90% of the people in the world, 90% of the people in the world do not, they don't sprint after age 30. They don't sprint after age 30. They don't have full-blown runs after age 30. You know what I'm saying? So, the people you know that still play basketball in their 30s, still play soccer, you know, maybe your job have a little softball team or something. That's a very, very small percentage of people. You know, 90% of people do not sprint. And a sprint is just a full-blown run, like just a full strength run. You know what I'm saying? Like you having a race, or like a dog is chasing you, or like you playing football and whatever the case may be, or basketball, you know, running full court. 90% of people don't do that after age 30. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pressing 50. I'm happy to be able to. I didn't really think of it that way. You know what I'm saying? Because I started back when I had Tony. You know what I'm saying? That was a conscious thing before I had a zillion children. You know what I'm saying? This is back when Tony was a baby. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, I just said that I always wanted to exercise and eat just healthy enough, you know, just enough, not orthorexic, right? Which, you know, I became, but, or at least people start calling me, you know, but just enough to be able to play with my kids always. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up with different types of parents in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know, we had certain parents, like my homeboy Shadi, you know, his moms taught a lot of us how to play basketball. So way before there was a WNBA, you know, his mom was nice. Like, and she was like, I mean, nice. Like, if the WNBA existed, like, they would have been millionaires out of here somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because she was insane with it. You know what I'm saying? But in my mind, she always was an example of, and now mind you, nobody in my age group, because we little boys, she's teaching us how to play basketball. 10 years old, she taking us to the park, busting our ass. You know what I'm saying? And she had turn around, fade, like she was on some other shit. You know what I'm saying? But in my mind, I was thinking back then, I was like, damn, this is crazy because, you know, I got older people in my family that can't, you know, they can't even move around good.
Go to Amazon now. Teach them babies generational health before it's too late. Go to Amazon now. Teach them babies generational health before it's too late. Go to Amazon now. Teach them babies generational health before it's too late.
Let alone come out to the park where there's no respite. There's no shade. There's no shielding. There's nothing. In the 151 playground and the 156, because back then 156 and 151 both had basketball courts. But when I tell you, you can't get like when the sun is a wrap, the sun is beaming on you like it's a lens over there. Like it's no nothing. The schools is short, so there's no shade, no nothing. Like it's just beaming, and she out there. You know what I'm saying? That's the same place my man Vic died playing basketball with his pops. You know what I'm saying? In that hot ass sun. So, you know, it's just crazy to see, you know, the full circle, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, I know people that have been way more aesthetically on a straight and narrow their whole life. You know, they never drank, they never smoked. You know what I'm saying? I drank and smoked everything. Well, when it comes to trees, you know what I'm saying? I've had, you know what I'm saying, like every strain of, you know, I was around when skunk turned into hydro, when hydro turned into purple, and they started all these crazy different, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't have the desire anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, they it's a lot of advertising, a lot of dispensary stuff going on. I don't have the appetite. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I could be on my monk shit now because in that space, I enjoyed myself when I was young, you know what I'm saying? But how the saying goes, when you get older, it's time to put childish things away or something to that effect, right? But yeah, you know, so being somebody that chain smoked cigarettes in high school and, you know, all of those things, Philly blunts, White Owls, Swisher Sweets, Dutch Masters, you know what I'm saying? After talking with the OG, I'm like, yeah, maybe, you know, I can't say luck because I spent so much time and money on things to neutralize all those bad habits and fast living. You know what I'm saying? Because that's really what it was, fast living. You know, I had my own apartment, you know, when I was like 13 or 14 years old. You know, that's when I had my first daughter. So when people was playing sports and doing, you know, things that children would do, I was trying to, you know, figure out how to pay the rent. Or, you know, I was in a different space. You know what I'm saying? When I was 15 years old, my friends that I was running with was 25 and 30. You know, we was moving around. We was moving around. you know, I was never inside. I was always outside. I was abandoned, you know, as a kid. So I had no choice but to be outside. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, even I was talking to Chase the other day, and I don't know, I forgot who he was watching or somehow the conversation came up, and I was like, I haven't had a day off. You know, I've technically been working since I was like single digits, and I haven't had a day off since forever. Yeah, I don't know what a vacation would feel like. You know what I'm saying? If I had a real vacation right now, I probably would have a heart attack or something. I would probably get anxiety. Yeah, because when I was little, I had to watch my sister because my mom's was who knows where. You know, so I was a dad even when I was like 8 or 9 years old. I was already a dad. So by the time 13 or 14 rolled around, I was already trained. You know, I was already trained. You know, trained in, you know, born in fire. You know what I'm saying? So I was already dad. You know, I was already, you know, I already had my dad skills to some extent. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I've been a dad technically since I was like 8 or 9 years old with my little sister, you know, and then had my own baby at 14, you know, 13 going on 14, and you know, as I got healthier, you know, my sperm got a little more potent. You know, one thing led to another, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, boom. I got a starting 5 and a 5 coming off the bench. You know what I'm saying? I got a starting 5 and a 5 coming off the bench. And now that my youngest 2 is 9 years old, I'm feeling a little antsy. You know what I'm saying? Like I might need to get back in the game and get me another 5. I think I could do it. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, it's about when I was 13, 14, 15 years old, my father could play basketball with me competitively in the park, throw me on the ground, talk shit, whatever. A lot of other people, they couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people his age, they couldn't move around like that. And he wasn't the healthiest person. I taught him a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, may he rest in greatness. You know what I'm saying? But I taught him a lot of, you know, I had him on his health shit hardcore. You know what I'm saying? Getting there. You know what I'm saying? But they're going to use your fear of death. And people will be back in the supermarket. And right now they're campaigning to have this added to the nutrition, you know, like the nutrition, the little diagrams on your foods and all that. Like when you buy, say for instance, you go buy milk, you know, it says saturated fat this amount, fiber this amount, iron this amount, vitamin D this. So this is a real thing. Like they getting ready to come hard, and I don't want nobody pause. I'm about to say they getting ready to come hard at you. Pause. That was crazy. But look, just refer people to the video. Let them watch the video. Then, matter of fact, you should have the books, so you could just, you know, pull out the books, you know, slap them upside the head. Like, no, this is what's really going on right here. This was really going on right here. Because underneath this, right, this is the red herring. This is how they're going to get the bag, right? This is how they're going to create the money. But this is a red herring, right? And if you've been following, you'll be able to see through this on a variety of levels, right? So ferroptosis is poor iron metabolism. Right? That's poor iron metabolism. Now, in the lymphatic immunity book, right? In the lymphatic immunity book, we talk about water and how water regulates the entire immune system, which one of the larger, more important aspects of your immune system is your lymphatic system, right? And, you know, obviously now this is a brand new thing. This is a brand new thing, ferroptosis, right? But before it had a name, right? Before it had a name, Sebi was talking about this rare type of anemia, right? And most people thought he was talking about, you know, common anemia where your hands and your feet get cold. But what he was actually talking about was cellular debris from red blood cell breakdown. And a part of ferroptosis is that. It's not necessarily the breakdown of red blood cells, because that happens at a very high scale, right? If you think about it, your body's got to make 2, 3, 4 million red blood cells a second. Like, you've literally made hundreds of millions, maybe even billions of red blood cells while you've been watching this video, right? But at the same time as that's happening, your body has to break down old red blood cells and recycle them. And a part of that process is cleanup, right? So this is one of the reasons why we talk about the water mill in your body. The water mill, how water pushes things through the lymphatic system, and the lymph nodes serve as filters, right? Everything that goes into the filter doesn't go in your urine. Everything that goes into the filters doesn't go in the urine, because a part of that filtration system is the kidneys and the spleen. But you don't have none of these online health guru niggas talk about the spleen, because they don't know how your body really works. Even when you watch this, when you start seeing people talking about this, just like Peter said, you're going to watch. You're going to see, they're going to start telling you about cellular fragility. Like, one of these names going to pop up as the video. And somewhere halfway through the video, they're going to say, now, when you say, you know, such and such and such and such podcast, you're going to get a 5% discount off of your C15 supplement, you know. Woo, nigga, listen. I'm telling you exactly what it is. I'm telling you exactly what it is, right? They're gonna tell you, yeah, you're gonna get this amount off. You should be prepared in levels if you get in these books, because you will understand two things that we already went into great detail about when you discuss ferroptosis, right? One of them, like I'm saying, is the water system, the water mill in your body, right? The water mill, and how the water mill pushes things through and cleans your body internally, right? How it cleans your body internally. Remember, I told you I wanted to name that book How to Wash Your Ass, you know, but Amazon was definitely not going for, you know what I'm saying? But there's a difference between washing your body and then washing your body, right? And so we need to be hydrated, and we need to be moving and exercising, so that way the tissues, right? So this goes into the book. I don't have none of them damn books right here. Actually, maybe, no.
Health is your real wealth. You know, that's what we talk about. So even like the Mayweather boxing fitness gyms that I have, you know, around the country as well as around the world, we just truly believe in health is your wealth. We want you working out. We're nobody's going to be here forever, but while we're here, we only have one body, we only have one temple, so we have to take care of our bodies, and that's what I'm doing. If I'm not going to invest in anything, I'm going to invest in myself. health is your real wealth. So I got to make sure that I'm staying in good condition, in good shape.
Go to Amazon now. Get the Generational Health Curriculum for you and your family. Go to Amazon now. Teach them babies generational health before it's too late. Go to Amazon now. Teach them babies generational health before it's too late. Go to Amazon now. Teach them babies generational health before it's too late.
But we have a book called The Clean Abs Fascia Book. The Clean Abs Fascia Book talks about how you have to move and exercise while being well hydrated so that as you're moving, the muscles can pull on your connective tissues, right? And move your connective tissues so that the water gets in between the tissues and can clean all throughout your fascia and connective tissues, because you have rot. Literally, you have rot building up inside the fascia. You have biofilms and pockets of nasty bacteria and all kind of shit building up in the fascia, right? So a part of your body, quote unquote, aging is your fascia rotting and getting sticking together like double-sided tape. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So, we talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Like we already, now, the other part of ferroptosis, remember, I was talking about the other part of vitamin D, right? So inside the lymphatic immunity book, the photochemistry book, right? It's a couple of books. We start to talk about the other side to vitamin D, right? Right? We break it down. Cholecalciferol, right? And people talk about vitamin D in relationship to cholesterol. They talk about vitamin D in relationship to calcium, but nobody ever talks about vitamin D being in charge of iron metabolism. So if you remember, we've been even talking about that the past few weeks. This is the reason why, and this is why I told you, listen, y'all gotta keep up and try your best to do this reading and this studying. Y'all really have to try to, because this shit here is just the beginning. I told you they getting ready to blood clot. Listen, I told you the insurance companies, they can map your death date when they get your blood work and they see what your genes look like. Then they figure out certain lifestyle things. Where are you from? Like, where do you live at? What your job is? You don't understand how these different things impact your health. But these people do. They know, oh, what city he live in? What's the air quality there? What's the air quality there? How many people he got in his family with pulmonary shit? And, emphysema and pulmonary hyper, like all kinds of lung, respiratory conditions and all that. Where he live at? What he do for a living? All right, yeah, it's a wrap. Oh, he worked by traffic. Wait, he works near traffic and he's a smoker. Oh, we're not even insured. It don't even make sense for us to insure him. He got 36 months to live. That nigga's a zombie. He's a walking dead man now. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can literally tell how soon you're gonna die. This death date thing is not a game. And I told you they got the nutrients listed that people don't get. So if you understand these things, we can be way ahead of the like, we can predict this shit. Because if you understand that iron metabolism is not just what these herbal salesman niggas is telling you, right? What they telling you is enough to get you to buy some iron supplements from them. Getting iron in, right? Yeah, you need to get iron in, get iron in, get iron in. Remember, y'all just finished listening to these same people. These is the same people that was telling you back in the 90s, in the early 2000s, oh, well, you can't, if you go on a vegan or a vegan diet or a plant-based diet, you're probably going to be deficient in iron, right? Because the heme iron is way better than plant iron. You got to get that heme iron in. And what happened? 10 years later, 10 years later, they came out with all the studies that show heme iron is related to all kind of cancer and all kind of other shit. Why? Because your body doesn't have a mechanism for necessarily getting rid of excess iron. What your body does is when you get to a high level of circulating iron, your body stops bringing in iron. So your body will stop you from processing iron. So because your body now stops you from processing iron, that's how your body limits your iron, how much iron you got in your body. Well, plants is designed, for their iron to be visible. It's transparent. When your body consumes plant-based iron, the iron is transparent to your body. So your body can see it and say, nah, we good, let that go into your poop. Heme iron is hidden. So even when your body has enough iron, your body will get overloaded with heme iron because your body really doesn't have a mechanism to stop you from absorbing heme iron, right? Because your body is so in love with aromatic rings and structures that, it's pretty much, like a cheat code to get stuff past your body's defense systems. You know what I'm saying? But it works against you once you've already saturated your body with iron, right? These are the same folks that told you to take these vitamin A supplements and vitamin E supplements. And what happened? 10 years later, the vitamin A supplements and vitamin E supplements is linked to all kind of cancer and shit. Right? Let me show you what I'm saying so you don't think that I'm making up this shit here. This shit is crazy. right? Now, mind you, this is not food. This is the supplements. This is the supplements. So this is not the food. This is the supplement. This is the fake version. And this is why we went through the whole thing with, I forgot which book it's in, but in fact, I think it's the PhD book. In the PhD book, we talk about real, natural vitamins from plants and, plant-based sources. And then on the flip side, where's some of these petroleum, these other types of vitamins that you buy for $5.99, $9.99, $19.99. Like some of these supplement forms are totally different. You know what I'm saying? Totally different. And some of them, that different could be still cool, like chlorophyll versus chlorophylline. Totally different thing. You're not getting chlorophyll because you think you got a thick green liquid that tastes salty. Like, that's not chlorophyll. That's a sodium copper kind. That's not chlorophyll. Chlorophylline are not chlorophyll, right? But it's still cool. It's got a vibe to it. You know what I'm saying? It's got its own benefits to it and all that. But some of these things that can be marketed as something, because in the laboratory they're not the same biologically. That's even the difference with like amino acids, L versus D. Your body, when it comes to chemistry, is just totally different than what. This is why you have to have another level of understanding when you're trying to figure this stuff out. You know what I'm saying? Like this stuff is all really real. If it's real, son, tell me if it's real, son. There you go. Right? So them folks was telling you, yeah, you gotta have this and this, and you if you're on the plant-based, the studies came out later. Now this time we going in reverse, because we done heard about saturated fat. I mean, and black folks, you could forget about it. You listen, what they say? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, or fuck around and find out. All right, so we don't have no margin of error. Black folks, you do not have a margin of error when it comes to cardiovascular disease and high blood pressure. So I'm letting you know now, fuck around and find out. Play stupid games and win stupid prizes. So now you listen to these people tell you about this if you want, and then you start going out buying all them exotic cheeses and all that shit. Don't think you're gonna call me up and pressure me up and say, "Oh, I ordered this. How fast is the order coming in?" Don't. I'm telling you now. After you done ate, 6 weeks of cheese and your bowels stop moving and all kind of other shit, because you didn't watch some goofy nigga on the internet. Because they're gonna have folks running to the supermarket to buy cheese. They're gonna have folks going to the supermarket to buy, because they're gonna, it's when you look up the sources. I think I've been playing so much. Let me show you what I'm saying. Look, let me show you what I'm saying. Because y'all know I don't play with this. Y'all know I don't play. Y'all know I do not play when it comes to this. Look. These are the sources that they're getting ready to direct you towards, because this is where this is at. This is where this is at. Yeah, this is what they're getting ready to direct you. Right? This is what they're getting ready to tell you. Look, this is the food list. Unsalted butter, salt. These are the number 1 and number 2 sources of this type of saturated fat. Butter. So, who got the Birdman hands? Who got the Birdman hands for these studies to drop? The butter industry. The butter industry in the cut like this. Birdman hands, because they understand how people work. Most people is not reading. They're not studying. They don't buy books. And if they do, it's garbage. It's sex books and gun, cocaine. Like, it's foolishness. Either people buying romance novels or urban literature. They're not buying self-development books in regard to really building their body, to build their mind and their heart. And people's not doing that. We have a unique culture over here we're building. You know what I'm saying? We got a unique culture over here that we building. This is something totally unique. Peace and blessings out there to everybody. My name is Dr. EnQi, the founder of the Melanin versus Diabetes movement and ministry. Our goal is to fight diabetes by creating a biochemically literate society, one book at a time, one person at a time, one household at a time. Join us now by going to Amazon.com and getting all of the books, getting all of the books that you can afford, even if you can't read them all. Share them with family, share them with loved ones. Let's begin the study. And if you need tutoring sessions are available at AmericanHealer.website. I can give you. Listen, people was not, listen, the timing could not be better, because if you go to the supermarket, listen, you better go to the supermarket.
Oh, I know what I'm supposed to do. I know what I'm supposed to do. There we go. Good thing I have my grocery shopping list. Don't leave home without it.
Listen, it's the full court press. They getting ready to tell you that, 80%, 90% of Americans or worldwide, you got cellular fragility. That's leading to ferroptosis, which is leading to all types of diseases and inflammation. The only way to cure this problem is you have to get your level of C15 saturated milk fat levels up. And here's the sources for it. Here's the sources. These are the natural sources of it. These are the natural sources of it. Unsalted butter, salted butter, fermented butter, milk fat, imported beef. What is this? Fattened steer. And so they're giving you particular cuts of meat. And look at that. Rib loin, the fat, or to eat the beef raw. Right? So they just, that's the end of this community. Because I know plenty of black folks that eat meat, but I don't know no black folks that eat meat raw. Right? I don't know no black folks eating raw cow ribs and all kind of shit like that. Cause they or raw cow fat. I don't even know how you would eat raw cow fat. Like, I don't even know what meal that goes in, right? Natural cheese, whipping milk, right? Emmental. This is a different type of cheese. Again, imported beef, fattened steer, natural cheese, again, cream cheese. So far we got cheddar cheese, Emmental cheese, cream cheese, Parmesan cheese. Listen, beef tallow, right? So they're gonna be putting this in the soups and the greens, right? Processed cheese. Oh, hell no! Woo! Nigga, what? Hold up. Listen. The nigga, the CEO, listen. When I worked on Wall Street, right? Listen to what I'm telling you. Y'all don't understand this shit. When I worked on Wall Street, they would listen for certain announcements. Certain product placement, certain restrictions being lifted, you know, by the Fed, or, you know, like, and Wall Street to go crazy because they know that means for the next year, 2 years, 5 years, they getting ready to make money hand over fist in a specific area. And literally, that's the most important thing when you had a stockbroker, right? That was your stockbroker's job 24/7, was to keep his ear to the street, which means basically pay attention to what the Fed is doing. Pay attention to what's going on in the personal lives of CEOs, right? Pay attention to the commodities market, not the stock market, because commodities markets dictate stock markets, right? Like, keep your ear to the street in certain areas. You know what I'm saying? Certain tech area, like tech became a commodity. You know what I'm saying? So you got to listen to certain things that's happening so you know what the next wave is going to be. So now that they done determined that all metabolic disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, I'm telling you, they get ready to come with the full court pressure with this shit. It comes from cellular fragility, and cellular fragility is caused by lack of milk fat. Yo, processed cheese just became a nutritional. Nigga, you know what processed cheese is? That's the fake, you know, like when you go to the supermarket, right? Listen, when you go to the supermarket and you go to the cheese section, right? To buy real cheese, like if you buying back in the days, right? When I was a kid, I liked this type of cheese because when I grew up, when I was a toddler, like, well, I ain't gonna say a toddler, my pops had, you know, we had cake then. But when the drugs hit, you know what I'm saying? I was born in 77. So I guess when the crack epidemic was just craziest, you know, I'm 7, 8, 9, 10 years old in that space. We on welfare cheese, right? So my reference for solid cheese is the welfare cheese, right? We hated that shit, you know? So when I saw TV shows of people with nice household, nice family, you know what I'm saying? We saw that shit on TV. I never saw that in my house, and I never saw that in nobody's house that I knew where they had a refrigerator full of food. Like, that was some shit we saw on TV, a refrigerator full of food. Like, that was a TV thing, you know what I'm saying? So, but when we saw this, you know, they had slices of cheese, you know what I'm saying? And in the supermarket, it was too much, you know, you get welfare cheese, you know what I'm saying? So the sliced cheese was the fly, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got a few dollars, you got you some Kraft singles, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got Kraft singles. Now, when you go into the supermarket now, them joints is like $6 a pack, maybe $7 a pack. To get you some Kraft singles, it's going to be between $5 or $7. And I'm talking about the one that says in the bottom left hand, or maybe on the back of it, made from real milk, or it'll say, I don't know, I've been out of the cheese game for a long time, but it'll have, like, when you buy juice, you know, you turn the juice around and it'll tell you 30% juice, you know, shit like that. The cheese game is like that. So when you look and you see the affordable ones, $2, $3, those don't say real cheese. Those say cheese product. Those is cheese products, meaning those things are made out of, you know, there's a small amount of cheese. Listen, y'all gonna have to get on y'all, listen, y'all gonna have to get on y'all Bugs Bunny shit with me. Y'all gonna have to get on y'all Bugs Bunny shit with me. And what's up, Doc? Listen. And what's up, Doc? Yeah. My name is Minister EnQi. I am the naturopathic doctor and the spokesman for the Melanin vs. Diabetes Ministry. Every time you go to the supermarket without the electrician grocery shopping list, it's like putting a loaded gun to your head. Stop playing Russian roulette with your life. Help us make America great again. Learn how to save time. Learn how to save money with the electrician grocery shopping list on Amazon now. Go to Amazon now. The life you save may be your own. Telling you what to get on. Now, here's my problem with whoever that guy is y'all talking about in the chat. I said this guy been promoting eggs, raw beef, and liver. Eddie Abbo. My problem is that so many of y'all know who this guy is. What the hell are y'all doing watching, you know, stop watching this nigga. Like, I don't know why y'all watch all these channels. If y'all buying these books between these long ass videos that we do and all these books that you're supposed to be reading, you shouldn't have time to watch all these other pages. But listen, I'm telling you right now, you know there's a problem. Listen, when processed cheese becomes a top 10 nutrient for a deficiency, they telling you literally, remember back in the day, well, you might not remember. Back in the days, Dr. Africa used to make jokes. Dr. Africa was a wild nigga. Dr. Africa used to make jokes and be like, yeah, and I've never seen the body that had a receptor for this or a receptor for that. And, you know, he used to go into his rants. Listen, right now, they basically saying that your body got receptors for processed cheese. Listen, your body got receptor for coffee whitener. What? Coffee whitener? This is crazy. Yo, they getting ready to put you in the blender. Look at this. Cheese spread? What? Milk powder? Yo, when I tell you they going crazy. Look at this. Butter cake. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The cheese industry going crazy. Processed cheese, cheese spread, blue cheese. Bruh. Do you know what the buffalo wing places is getting? You know how the buffalo wing places is getting ready to go crazy? When people find out that, you know, yo, because John Q. Public is not going to be able to go. So here's what they hoping to do, right? For the smart people, that's not really smart. the fake smart people, right? That's watching all these different online gurus and shit, right? What they're going to tell you is this. This is the healthy saturated fat. And what you have to do is get the supplement form, because what they're going to do is they're going to take the time and process out all of the bad saturated fat, and they're going to give you the pill that only has the good saturated fat in it. Right? But that's only going to be 10% of the world is going to hear that message. And only 10% of that 10% is going to be able to afford to buy $100 vitamins. Who's buying $100 vitamin on top of all the other shit you got to buy? Now you need this new joint. And then if you any type of man, you know what I'm saying, you got to buy one for the whole family. So for me now, I'm supposed to go out and buy 6 bottles of $100. I'm about to buy $600 a month worth of saturated fat pill. I got to get one for me, Aubrey, Kylie. You know, like, get y'all ass out of here. I got to get one for the whole. I got $100 a bottle, so that way I can have my saturated fat separated and filtered out, where I can get the healthy saturated fat versus the rest of the saturated fats that's going to be inside these cheese and milk products. No. John Q. Public is going to go, yes, this is what I've been waiting for. Now I got a reason to have blue cheese, this cheese, that. Like, I got a reason to go crazy with my buffalo wings. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Now, they showing you top end, you know, sirloin. They showing you top end types of beef. When you go to the butcher or the supermarket to buy those, that's the steak that's $25 in the supermarket. Listen to what I'm telling you. That steak is $40, $30, $25 in the supermarket. And that's only for one person serving. In the supermarket, I got to keep stressing. When you go to the supermarket, these cuts of meat that they're talking about is $25 cuts per person. I got 6 people in here. If we was eating steak, we would have to buy 6 of those things. That's $150 to have one meal. That's way outside of our budget. And that's at the house. That's not in the restaurant. In the restaurant, these is the same steaks that's going to be at where? Smith & Wollensky's, Roof Chris, you know, these big steak restaurants where these fancy chefs is at. These are the cuts that's $100, $200, $300 a plate. Definitely way outside my budget, right? So if I'm getting told that I have to have this or I'm gonna die early, right? I'm getting that processed, I'm getting the processed cheese, you know what I'm saying? I just find out basically that bologna and cheese is the key to longevity. Yeah, because the mayo, you know, the mayo got this shit up in there. The processed cheese, you know, when you get 3 packs of cheese for $5, yeah, that shit loaded. You know, the cream cheese, yeah. Regular good old fashioned whole milk, loaded. Listen, I'm trying to tell you something, right? So now, here's another piece to this. I told y'all gonna need this. Y'all thought I was playing. I told y'all was gonna need this. Y'all thought I was playing. This book is going to go down as legendary. This book is aging very well, right? Because what did I do in this book? We did the most in this book. We talked about so many different crazy things. But one of the things I did was introduce a new organelle to the holistic universe, right? It's called the peroxisome. It's just like a mitochondria, right? The same way mitochondria recycles ATP. Only thing is, this shit recycles peroxide. Like, it's literally the day or the night. Like, it's the opposite. It's the ops. It's just like a mitochondria. The same way you got a bunch of little mitochondria floating around recycling ATP. You got a bunch of these peroxisomes recycling peroxide. Right? So we talk about that. We talk about lipid oxidation. And sure enough, now here they coming with this conversation. Oh, well, the cause of the lipid oxidation, people don't even know what the fuck that is, but that's basically when free radicals bombard the fatty, you know, your cell membranes, your myelin sheath, you know, stuff like that in your body. They're saying that the cause is you not having enough milk fat. Listen, I swear to God, I can't make this shit up. They're saying that the cause of you having a high level of lipid peroxidation is because you're not having enough milk fat in your diet. So I'm telling you that this is a real, very real thing. And we just went through the top 30 sources. Top 20 sources? Look, we done went through the top 20 sources. Let me see what we did here. How many is this? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Okay, so yeah, we done went through the top 40 sources, right? Top 40 sources, starting with unsalted butter, salted butter. So the top 3 is butter, right? The coffee people gonna go crazy. Starbucks is gonna get a grip, right? Because the cream for your coffee now is gonna be a health tonic. The cream for your coffee is a new health tonic, right? You think I'm playing? Whipping cream, new health tonic, right? Because look, 380 milligrams. People is going to be going crazy for this stuff. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now, it's not a game. They're gonna be going crazy. We got to be able to show these people what healing looks like. My name is Minister EnQi. I am the naturopathic doctor and the spokesman for the Melanin vs. Diabetes Ministry. Every time you go to the supermarket without the electrician grocery shopping list, it's like putting a loaded gun to your head. Stop playing Russian roulette with your life. Help us make America great again. Learn how to save time. Learn how to save money with the electrician grocery shopping list on Amazon now. Go to Amazon now. The life you save may be your own. Listen, they not promoting no plant-based nothing. They not promoting no plant-based nothing. And ghee, I'm not a fan of ghee. I'm not a fan of ghee. I know people from overseas, they swear by it. Listen, listen, let me go. Listen to what I'm saying. They so serious with this. They've added this to the new, this is now the fourth. Okay, so let me show you what I'm saying. Look. Let me show you what I'm saying. Right? They have changed the list of the cellular, like, so they done went back into the textbooks. They done went back into the textbooks to augment this thing, right? So here's how the textbooks used to look, right? You had necrosis, you had apoptosis, and then the newcomer, autophagy. Right? And we done blew this up. We done blew this up. In this. We done blew those up. We done blew these up. Right? We done blew these up. Because apoptosis, I done showed the studies of how the more dense pigment and pigment activity you have in your cells, the lower your rate of apoptosis. Right? Because you have tighter respiratory, you have a tighter electron transport chain, which leads to less free radicals. But when you do have free radicals coming off the electron transport chain, you have the pigment there to absorb them. So it doesn't lead to the high rate of cellular turnover, right? Autophagy is based on melanin concentrated hormone. So we didn't already, so they literally have added ferroptosis or trying to add this to the books now. They're trying to add this as the fourth known mechanism of cellular death. Right? With no mention of pigment, no mention of vitamin D. Like, I'm telling you this, listen, people is going to fall for the okie doke. And all I can do is say, listen, the books is out. The books is out, right? We talked about one of the, get the piezoelectrochemistry book. Osborne, it's your favorite book. Go to that book, open up the book to page, let me see. It's somewhere in the middle here. Yeah, open up the piezoelectrochemistry book to page, well, I guess you could go to page 80 to like what, 110? Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, you can go through there. But right on page 103, 101, right in there, we start to have these conversations about red blood cells and nitric oxide, you know, red blood cells and sulfur, you know, glutathione, enos, or nitric oxide synthase, right? These are the key things to this is not drinking more milk. That's not, I'm telling you. Get your nitric oxide up. Your nitric oxide synthase activity, right? Vitamin D, right? These are the things that actually impact in a healthy way your red blood cell metabolism, the ability for the kidney, the lymphatic system, and the spleen to be able to recycle. You know, you got to learn the real, it's no shortcut. It's no shortcut. But I'm telling you, the bag is tremendous. The bag is tremendous. Right now it's 2024. And this year, tell the truth, this year been flying by in terms of speed. Like, just yesterday was January. Like, last week was January. You know what I'm saying? In 2 weeks, it's going to be Christmas. So the time is flying right now. And they're predicting, listen to this. I kid you not, this is real shit. A 600 to 700% increase in type 2 diabetes by 2030. I don't think y'all understand how serious this work is that we're doing. I try to just, I try to make it as funny and lively as possible. You know what I'm saying? Part of that is just my personality, but a part of that is me trying to keep the information moving too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, niggas ain't dozing off, but we joking, but we not playing. You know what I'm saying? I might laugh and joke, but I don't play. That my mom used to say. I might laugh and joke, but I don't play. Right? Now I understand that implicitly. Like, we laugh and we joke, but we're not playing here. They're expecting a 600 to 700, and this is by the numbers, 600 to 700% increase in type 2 diabetes by 2030. They already generating billions and billions. What kind of, what kind of money that is? You know what kind of money that is? So because they're expecting that kind of increase, they have to try to take over the conversation of literally the only movement that stands between them and reaching those goals. And that's the melanin versus diabetes movement. So they're trying to change the narrative from melanin versus diabetes, because that's us. They're trying to change it to skin and metabolic disease. So instead of saying melanin, they're going to say skin health. But we know the skin is a general term for a bunch of different cells. The major cells of your skin being keratinocytes and melanocytes. And keratinocytes are just there. It's the melanocytes that everything that we would think of that the skin cells are It's melanocytes are in control of that, which is the purpose of melanocytes in the first place, right? To provide pigment for those cells, in case you don't know. So the melanocytes are producing pigment via the melanosomes and transferring that pigment into the keratinocytes. Keratinocytes can't work without them. So light-skinned folks, white-skinned folks, they have to have that process, right? Or the keratinocytes is, they in the way. So when we're talking about skin health, largely that's what we're talking about. Skin health is melanocyte health. End of discussion. And if we're talking about metabolic disease, like, that's literally the tentacles of diabetes and high blood pressure. Like, they just coupled it together. Instead of over the years always saying high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, this one, they just group that all together, metabolic disease. Obesity, you in there, right? Yeah. Instead of having to run down these 4 or 5 different guys all together, we just, boop, metabolic disease. That's all of them together. So they're just going to grab the drip and redirect the conversation. And redirecting the conversation, you got to understand how diabolical this shit is. I swear to God, this is like a plot from a superhero movie. It's like a plot from a superhero movie. They're going to grab the conversation that we created and redirect you to this and tell you that cellular fragility is actually the cause of the skin going bad, inflammaging, and all these other things. And the cure for it is to get in the milk fat. The cure for it is to get in the milk fat. And niggas gonna be going crazy. Your online guru niggas, they gonna be selling you some shit for it. Your trainers, all the buff diesel, listen, all them big muscular niggas on the internet already, they already in pocket. So it's a guarantee that Andrew Huberman, Chris Bumstead, Thomas DeLauder, I don't know. You know who y'all be watching. All them muscular guys, they getting ready to start telling you, because they already eating meat anyway to sustain that high muscle mass. They already eat meat and they tired of getting beat up. So they definitely getting ready to start combating you with the C15 fatty acids. They getting ready to come hard. Pause. I'm telling you, think it's a game if you want. Think it's a game if you want. My name is Minister EnQi. I am the naturopathic doctor and the spokesman for the Melanin vs. Diabetes Ministry. Every time you go to the supermarket without the electrician grocery shopping list, it's like putting a loaded gun to your head. Stop playing Russian roulette with your life. Help us make America great again. Learn how to save time. Learn how to save money. with the electrician grocery shopping list on Amazon now. Go to Amazon now. The life you save may be your own.
Go to Amazon now. Teach them babies generational health before it's too late. Go to Amazon now. Teach them babies generational health before it's too late. Go to Amazon now. Teach them babies generational health before it's too late.